Hello, I'm FYX and Minecraft Java Edition is one of the best translated games out there, being available in over 50 languages, meaning that people from all over the world can play Minecraft in their local language feel. However, if you speak English but don't live in the United States, you might not realize that the default English setting in Minecraft is English US, but they do have other options available, like a language option for New Zealand, a language option for Canada, and language option for Australia, and finally, 4 separate versions of English from the United Kingdom. And although 3 of those languages are a little bit messy to say the least, I figured that by going through the default English UK setting, I could use Minecraft as an opportunity to explain the differences in language and maybe even culture between the United States and the United Kingdom. As someone who spends a lot of time in both, let's use Minecraft to do my patriotic duty and to force my culture on you whether you want it or not. So before we get started, if you do want to switch your language, you go to options, then language, and then here are the variety of English speaking options. By default, you're in English US, but there are English options available for all the Commonwealth nations, which in my experience are just a sliding scale between the UK and the US. But if you're interested in that, I'm really interested in how English, despite being the same language, is actually different between countries. So I'll explain, I'll check out all those later. Before we go into Pirate Speak and English and Shakespearean English, it's gonna be a whole fun thing today. I love language videos, and I hope that you do too. So the most important thing you need to understand about the UK is that as an island, obviously, unlike a lot of European countries where the cultural kind of blends from one to the other, there's a weird arbitrary line, it's called the ocean I think, that separates the UK and creates a lot of weird things, such as, if we go to our first item, this is sugarcane. Wait, oh, it's actually, it used to be sugar canes, but I guess they've updated it to sugarcane. I wonder why it was ever sugar canes now, though. And this is a grey sheep. And grey is the same word in the United States and the UK, right? There is no easy way to get that different, except, wait a minute, maybe there is a difference here. Have you noticed how this is called grey wool? One of my favorite dumb differences between the US and the UK, no idea why it switched, is Americans spell grey with an A, and so Minecraft spells grey with an A, except if you're playing the British version of the game, in which case it's grey wool. So here is the American version. As you can see, they've got that A in there, which is, I guess, more phonetical, you could argue. However, back in superior British land, it's grey wool with an E. And so, yeah, one of the interesting things about this is this has actually been the result of one of Minecraft's, in my opinion, funniest translation errors, because obviously whenever Minecraft adds a new grey item, grey concrete, grey, you know, like terracotta, even the grey banner, they have to actually have a different name in both English and in American and all the various languages in between. And so one of the funniest bugs is the console edition. When they added the grey banner, they added the Gary banner instead because they mixed up the R and the A. And so as a result, there was a Gary banner in Minecraft for a while, which to me is just like a fun, light-hearted little meme. I miss the Gary banner. So yeah, obviously this means there's a whole host of very slight differences between the E and the A in Minecraft, including if we murder a sheep in cold blood, which takes way longer on the Java edition, then we get the light grey wool as well, which is also spelt with an EY instead of an AY. And, you know, this difference is actually one of the things that underpins why American English is different to British English. Stuff like a drive-through in America is spelled THRU because they want to make the American language as intuitive as possible. And so that's the simplified version of the story, but it's actually much more interesting, in my opinion, because the whole reason that American English is simplified is because when America went independent from the UK, you know, the UK was seen as this backwards, old-school, elitist country, whereas America was going to be a brand new republic where everything was based on merit. Good job on that, by the way, guys. And so European countries were seen as being like super backwards by comparison to the mighty US, which was gonna do things different. There weren't gonna be elites and, you know, dumb concepts like monarchy. And so you can see when the US designed its government, it designed something that doesn't just exist because it should and like because the people want it to be. It's like, yeah, this is a good system from the ground up. I mean, maybe in the 200 years since then, that's changed a little bit. But yeah, this is true in so many aspects of American society, trying to build things from the ground up to not be European. And one of the versions of that is spelling, because even though Americans spoke English, it is very weird when you look at English spelling for things. You know, like we can name a million examples. How we spell through in English, there's so many silent letters in that word. Look at the way you spell it. Or the word night, the K in night is silent. Because it used to be Knight, and then it slowly changed over time. And so yeah, a lot of American spellings kind of are trying to simplify things down. And it's funny because it's not just like a cultural movement they all tried to do together. It was one specific guy, Noah Webster. That's where the Webster Dictionary comes from. But this one guy was really insistent on changing the American language to be a distinct and separate thing. And although, like, for the most part, he didn't succeed. Like, he tried to spell women W-I-M-Y-N, for example. Which, admittedly, that's how you say women. You don't say women. Although I love some women around me sometimes. You know, like, weird examples like that. He tried to change. He tried to change is to be I-Z. And so, yeah, that's why American English is different, is because, whereas, you know, Canadian English, etc. aren't, because those countries weren't as hell-bent on disassociating themselves from the UK, whereas America was trying to prove that they were better, and one of the ways you prove you're better is with better spelling, such as, if you are to craft wheat and cocoa beans together, what do you get? I mean, you probably are familiar with this, or so you think. I don't know the recipe, apparently. Is it 2 wheat? What's the... I feel like... Okay, I don't know the recipe for cookies. I'm gonna have to type that one in, huh? It's weird, because I'm typing in the recipe for what I want to craft, except what's that? Am I playing British English Minecraft? And it's actually called here something else entirely. Oh, wow, it is. Okay, it's 2 wheat and one of these. And then we make 8 biscuits, because in the UK, a cookie is a very particular type of biscuit, whereas biscuit is the broad category. Here are some biscuits. Harrison's editing this together, so I'm curious to see what biscuits he uses. Everyone loves these as biscuits, whereas these are cookies. There is a very distinct divide, just like how in English, chips is a broad category which includes fries, whereas Americans just call everything that is potato and fried in a vague rectangular shape to be fries. You know, steak fries, hand-cut fries, whatever other type of fries. Whereas in English, there are chips in this, and the same thing is true for biscuits. Funnily enough, though, this is actually Minecraft making a mistake, because I would argue that this, if you look at it on the table, when you have the chocolate chips in there, when it looks as soft as this surely is, it's freshly baked, I would argue that this is almost certainly what the English, what we'd call in the UK, a cookie anyway. If you're from the UK, or you know our English, would you call this a cookie or a biscuit? Because I do think, even though we do call things biscuits, and but by the way, Americans call biscuits this weird thing that goes with gravy for some reason. By the way, Americans also call gravy that weird white, you know, whatever. There's a trillion examples of weird stuff. But as you can see, biscuits, as we call them over here, are actually a thing, although it's incorrect in Minecraft's case. Also, another example, something that weirds me out, and I didn't realize this until I looked this up. Calling mushroom stew is kind of weird to me, and so Minecraft realizes, no, it's actually mushroom soup, of course, because it's made from mushrooms and it is soup. We don't have really the concept of stew here. I had it once as a child, but even then I don't think I really had stew. It was like really thick. It had what Americans call biscuits in there, like kind of big dumplings, and it was like thicker than soup, but like not quite thick enough to be real food yet. Again, I don't know if it was really stew or if it was just my grandparents trying to... Look how tiny this villager is, by the way. Why does he look like a regular village, just scaled down? This is a weird Bedrock Java difference, but it throws me off every time. Anyway, let's go back and let's grab some beetroots. It's really annoying that beetroot are the rarest type of crop in Village, because it's not like you ever want them, except for this one specific point about beetroot, which we now can't prove. Are we gonna have to go to the end and find some beetroot seeds? Is that what you want me to do, Minecraft? I'll do it. I'll do it, damn it. Oh, never mind. I found some beetroot. One. Oh, I didn't. They're all not grown, so you don't get the beetroot yet. You just get beetroot seeds. Well, yeah, okay. I guess we could kill some salmon. By the way, look how inferiorly sized. Like, look at the salmon. They're all one size. Am I meant to just believe that this is how Minecraft is meant to be? I don't think I am. Okay, we're gonna wait. I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna up the tick speed, and then that way, eventually we get our beetroot. You know what? If beetroots grew this fast, maybe more people would be inclined to grow them. And so now, place some beetroots down. And there we go. Okay, 1 beetroot. 2 beetroot. Beetroot stew is the dumbest Minecraft concept. Because even with this ludicrous tick speed, if we want to actually get enough beetroot for it, we had to do all of that work. And it's one of the dumbest items, you notice, I said beetroot stew, right? Again, this could be me being an ignorant British person. Maybe Minecraft is just catering to my ignorance, which, you know, isn't that what we all want in the world? But if I drink my mushroom soup, and then I try to replace the bowl with some beetroot stew, which you can do like this, notice how it's actually Beetroot soup. Whoa, that's crazy. But get this right, if I quickly get rid of this beetroot stew, because I only have one bowl, because I did not think this one through correctly. Okay, you know what? We'll just make a second bowl. What even is the bowl recipe? Oh, it's that. Of course it is. So what do you get when you throw a potato in a furnace? You know, what happens when you, I guess we could call it bake a potato? Obviously, because we're in the Queensland, we get a jacket potato. This is one of those ones that genuinely confused me. I thought a baked potato was just a thing everyone, you know, like I thought that was like, yeah, baking. I don't know what baking is. It's how you make, although a beetroot's here the whole time. Anyway, I thought baking was just how you made certain things, and so yeah, you bake a potato. No, Americans just call a jacket potato a baked potato, and when I think about it, it makes way more sense. Again, it's American English is more intuitive, easier for a nation of immigrants, perhaps you could say, to learn, whereas I just learned a jacket potato is the thing with the thick jacket around it, and I've lived with that ever since. And so it's very weird, because if I use my brand new jacket potato in a bowl with some cooked rabbit, I want to say there's a mushroom in there, there's some potato in there, maybe there's a carrot in there. Then what do we get? Obviously, just like my beetroot soup, we get, I'm just kidding, we get rabbit stew. I don't know if this is a mistranslation or if just rabbit stew is the only type of stew that exists in the UK. I'm gonna look it up actually, rabbit stew. According to my Google search, there is a BBC Good Food recipe for slow-cooked rabbit stew. However, if I type in mushroom stew, yeah, there is only mushroom bourguignon. Bourguignon. It's a French word, I don't learn it. Anyway, that's very interesting to me. Why do we have rabbit stew, but we don't have mushroom stew? I don't, okay, I'm not gonna pretend I understand that one. So just to be clear here are the most obvious examples of language differences. There are actually surprisingly few across Minecraft. Like there are places I would make a language difference that Minecraft has not, but the ones they've decided on are grey or light grey. There's the jacket potato, the biscuit, and the soup. These are the most obvious examples. And so what's really interesting is we take these 5 simple examples and we switch between the various forms of English. Obviously, you're familiar with the fact that if we play American Minecraft, this is the Minecraft everyone knows with cookies and baked potatoes and stew. Oh, it's called beetroot soup that's, wait, so it's, if you're playing American / regular Minecraft, we'll just say for now, because even though it was made by a Swedish guy, it's made now by an American company, and also most Europeans learn American English more than European English. Whatever. So if we go ahead and we make some mushroom stew, so it's mushroom stew, it's beetroot soup, and it's rabbit stew, unless you're playing British Minecraft, in which case mushroom stew becomes mushroom soup. But if we switch over to, I don't know, New Zealand Minecraft, which we'll do right now, then all of a sudden, you'll find that our mushroom stew is still stew, the beetroot soup is soup, and the rabbit stew is that. The biscuit is still the biscuit, the jacket potato becomes a jacket potato, and then, sorry, becomes a baked potato, but then the grey wolves are spelt this way. Then, just to prove my point that like all Commonwealth English is a weird sliding scale, if we go to Australia, we'll become even more American, where you'll notice that obviously our greys remain the same, but otherwise it's stew, it's a baked potato, and oh, for some reason it's a biscuit still. So I guess Australia and New Zealand just share that one. But if we go to Canada, because it's on the border of America, even though a lot of Canadians define themselves as just not being Americans, you'll notice how mushroom stew, baked potato, and the cookie. Wow. Now you know how to visit Australia and Canada. You gotta turn your cookies into biscuits and biscuits into cookies, and everyone will understand you perfectly. Whereas you try come into the UK and talk about mushroom stew, we go, do you mean beef bourguignon, maybe? Bourguignon? I've read it so many times, but I've never had to say it out loud. I know you just say it with a weird French accent, people are like, ooh, so sophisticated. Beef bourguignon. Bourguignon. I'm gonna have to Google this one.
Bourguignon.
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 Beef bourguignon.
Bourguignon.
Oh, this is dumb. By the way, if we quickly hop into creative, you'll learn there are some other weird changes that happen between languages. So if we take this, Minecraft's most classic of items, I mean, the leather pants, as you might know them, if you're Canadian apparently, and also American. But if we go to English New Zealand, what's that? Are they called leather pants still? I think they're not, because notice my leather, oh, they are called leather pants still. But if we go to Australia, There's no way Australia calls them pants. I've never heard that word used in Australia, and yet here they are. But if we go to British English, everyone's favorite language on the 7 seas, then you'll notice that they are in fact called leather trousers. See, that's one of those weird cases where, like, I'm genuinely sure people from New Zealand do not call them pants. They are trousers. I have genuinely bought trousers in New Zealand. No one was like, oi, you want some liver pints with that limb over there? Shep, shoop. You know, I don't know how to do a New Zealand accent. I'm sorry. I'll work on it. One day I'll explain this story perfectly. But for now, I'll just wear my leather trousers, which you can only do in British English. And so yeah, did you know English varies depending on which country you're speaking in, and there's all sorts of weird minor differences, and why Minecraft even allows these differences to exist. Like, again, if there's only going to be 5 or 6 differences. Another weird one, by the way, if we go back to the title screen, is if we go to the super flat menu, which is, I don't think it even exists in Minecraft. Oh, here it is. Minecraft used to call it a super hyphen flat in British English, but has since changed to the word super flat, because it's not trying to imply that something is super flat. It is super flat as a Minecraft almost like brand name. And to me, that's the funny thing. Even though in British English we can argue all day that this is mushroom soup, because I've not had mushroom stew, I know this item is mushroom stew because we live in a world where English speakers can communicate freely and openly on the internet. Even if you don't speak English as your primary language, odds are you hear a lot of English discussion online. A lot of people who watch my videos are not native English speakers, which is crazy to me that we can have these communications that wouldn't have been possible a while ago. And so even though the baked potato isn't something I know in real life, I know the Minecraft item, when you bake a potato, is the baked potato. I know that even though, actually the biscuit is a bad example, but I know that even though leather pants doesn't make any sense where we're from, again, in the UK, pants are the thing that go underneath your trousers, and so leather pants sounds very uncomfortable and or like something you should be buying at a much more intimate store than perhaps Minecraft is letting on about. And so as a result, it's like, yeah, I feel like it's a bit weird, but I get it. I'm never confused. And so, yeah, in reality, the weird English UK, English Canada, English New Zealand thing, I think it's to be quirky and to boost the language count. And / there is someone who requested it, and so they went, yeah, go on then. Have a language option that has precisely 6 words changed. But yeah, what's really fun to me is the fact that if you're from England, you don't just have English UK, you also have Anglish as an option, which is from basically like over 1,000 years. Basically, it's very old English, and you're gonna have a whole nightmare trying to work anything out. Because English, one of the things that makes it so quirky as a language, in my opinion, is the fact that English has evolved over like 1,000 years, and so many place names. Here's a fun place name. How do you pronounce this one? Got you, it's actually Gloucester. I don't know where the CE went. How do you pronounce this one? It's actually Leicester. Over time, like, syllables just got removed, became obsolete. Birmingham, or like Nottingham and other weird ones where it's like, that should be Nottingham. But people just go Nottingham. And so yeah, things are weird because over time, things have developed. I mean, we used to call it broth, apparently. Toadstool broth. We used to call them breeches. I've heard that term recently. And so yeah, as a result, you hear a lot of weird, like, gay-old books. And so yeah, English is the oldest version. Then if you feel like English isn't your thing, because I genuinely cannot work out how these settings work, then you might prefer Shakespearean English, which is about 500 years old. This is when English started to solidify down, but this was before, oh god, Mary, shall we have a play extempore? Conclude intermission. Oh, that's clever. But yeah, so but it's funny enough, like, spellings have only really existed in like consistent forms for the last few hundred years. That sounds fake, but it's actually real, because we used to just have the spoken word and then we'd write down the spoken word, and as long as you could translate that in your head, there wasn't an official way to write grey Leavenhose, or an official way to write Greaves or Sabatons. Sabatons? I don't understand that. And so yeah, it's interesting, by the way, a lot of the words which have stayed the same since medieval times are like weaponry terms. So that's an interesting one, like still got axes, still doing just great with those. But anyway, yeah, my point here is that language changes over time, and this is like being perfectly normal and fine. The only reason that American English, which by the way, oh god, thy wishes. American English has obviously gone its own way because it's a separate country, but it's also partly because they specifically designed it to go away. If America had decided so, they could have also decided that they'd change English. Again, if enough people had accepted it, because English isn't a prescriptive language. You can tell people to speak English however you like, but if they don't speak it that way, they're not speaking it wrong. If you say, if you speak American English or British English words and you don't live in the country, no one can get mad at you. But Americans could have been like, yeah, instead of calling it the potato, we'll call it the tater, the shroom goulash, the light grey cloth, the stew o' rabbit, the seeds o' bloody potatoes. Bloody potato, I like that. You know what, that's what the beetroot really is. It's a bloody potato. You know, and magic book with soft hands or stuff free. Yeah, English could have gone down any number of routes, because every time you know, the word selfie is brand new, right? Like, it's existed in the last 15 years, and we've deemed it to be a new word, whereas other words that we tried to invent is glamour word, there's lots of words that we try to invent all the time that just go away because people don't want to use words like that. English is a weird, evolving, always changing language, and it's pretty cool to see from the outside, in my opinion. But you know what else is cool to see from the outside? My final English option that you have available, because there's also my favorite thing that Minecraft has. Why does it have it all the way down here, mixed in the languages? Why do they go through the effort of keeping lolcat, you know, like, updated with all the new updates? I don't know, but as you can see, how your skin look like, what are you speak, KK I'm back, and so you can, I don't know, my favorite one is if we go to, like, building blocks, it's like litterbox stuffs, or there's gravau, rocks with coel, dark stone coal ore, and rocks with iron. You know, it's a very dumb language. This is for precisely no one, right? No one's like, actually, I don't speak American English. I only speak lolcat, so I need the light grey fur block, the leather pants, the beetroot seeds. But it shows that, yeah, language can be whatever you want language to be. And so if we all agree collectively that this is a dog, then is that not a dog? In a weird way, so many of the arguments we have are actually about language more than they're about anything else. And I think that's funny, personally, but so does my dog. Actually, I wonder what the cats are called. Kitty cat spawn egg. Oh, egg. See, like, look at that. I got two kitty cats if you speak lolcat, or if you speak toy cat language. I've got 3 dogs now. Look how cute my dog is. He purrs and he meows, and it's so adorable. And yeah, that's only dumb if you believe it's dumb, because language is just a societal construct, man. What if videos are a societal construct? What if saying, I hope you all enjoyed this video, so make sure to subscribe, is just a societal construct? And it actually is. YouTubers say like my video at the start, not because like they're, you know, like really hyped about you liking the video. It's almost like a rite of passage. The whole, oh, yo boys, what's up? It's your boy Toy Cat. It's something you do partially, you know, the whole intro to a YouTube video. Oh, this is weird. It's got a little ladder, but the ladder doesn't go down anywhere. That's interesting. I wonder if that's a Java thing. Anyway, I'm going to spawn in a dog and tell you that I hope you all enjoyed this video. I don't know what it was, but I guess I'll see you all next time. Woof woof, goodbye.